and have faith in us. We are going to go big, we are going to go great. And ethics, integrity, and quality will never ever be compromised. Right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Investing. I'm Rohit, and I have with me the promoters of Desco Infratech, a fast growing SME that is an EPC player, primarily in the city gas distribution pipeline segment. With me, we have Samarth ji and Malhar ji. Welcome, both of you, and thank you for taking the time for doing this interview. Uh, I'd love to start, if you can just introduce yourselves to our listeners. How did you get into this business? And then just let the viewers know what exactly it is that Desco Infratech does.
So, good afternoon, Rohit ji. Yeah, so myself, Samarth Desai, I'm Executive Director over here. So, I have pursued my LLB and I joined the business in 2018 while I was pursuing my law, right? And he is Malhar Desai, he is full-time director.
I came into this business in 2015 full-fledgedly.
So, Desco Infratech was established and co-founded by our visionary CMD, Mr. Pankaj Desai, who is also one of the oldest player and one of the pioneers in this industry, which we call as city gas distribution. Our main core competency is oil and gas, which is city gas distribution, right? So we are mainly into pipeline sector, and lately we have also expanded and diversified our business into water and power sector as well, right? So as like आपको भी पता चल रहा होगा कि oil and gas, water and power, these are very essentials, and all these segments fall in the line with national interest. Okay, and as everyone is aware, this government and currently India is one of the most fastest developing and fastest building nation in terms of infrastructure. Right.
There are good yojanas that central government has made. If we consider कि 2014 में PM मोदी साहब आए, considering गुजरात रोल मॉडल और गुजरात में सबसे ज्यादा सिटी गैस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का काम हुआ था 2014 तक. एंड इफ वी कंसिडर गुजरात एक ऐसा स्टेट है आज जहां पर सबसे ज्यादा हाउस होल्ड लाइक डोमेस्टिक हाउस होल्ड पाइप नेचुरल गैस कनेक्शन आज कमीशन है. सिंस लाइक आई विल शेयर वन गुड एग्जांपल विथ यू why this pipe natural gas is beneficial and easily accessible than these LPGs, right? There was one incident, like I do remember 20 years back in Surat, बहुत बड़ा flood हुआ था. Surat was flooded in like 2 story tak it was flooded. Not a single utility was coming, but the utility of gas, it was throughout the flood. वो जो 15 दिन का time था, the critical times, there was only one utility, essential utility, that did not cut off from each and every household. That was gas. And we can proudly say that we came into the essential services of the nation. And since my brother Samarth said that हमें पहले से हमारे फादर ने बोलकर रखा है और यही वैल्यूज और सेंटिमेंट्स दिए हैं, कोई भी बिजनेस करो, इवन इफ इट इज इंफ्रा और एनी अदर बिजनेस, योर बिजनेस इंसेंटिव्स मस्ट बी अलाइंड विद द नेशंस इंटरेस्ट. सो यस, हमारा कोर कॉम्पिटेंसी गैस पाइपलाइन है और डाउन द लाइन अगले 1 साल तक हम लोग इसको ही बहुत बड़ा एक्सपांशन देख रहे हैं.
Understood.
वैसे ही हम लोग 14 स्टेट्स में वी आर वर्किंग. And you can consider 54 to 55 cities right now, and there are different other cities, towns that is in pipeline, and I believe that we will surely win those bids.
Wonderful. I think it's good to hear that the vision behind starting this business is not simply to create a business, but to support the country and to be one of the infra providers for the country. One question I think a few people have is, what is the difference between, there are so many types of infra EPC plays, people do roads, people do like bridges, there's like construction, there's so many different aspects of infra EPC. You are obviously focused on gas pipeline. So what is different about gas pipeline? What makes it challenging? What gives you guys a competitive advantage? And just how should people understand or compare gas pipeline EPC versus say a road EPC?
हम जैसे कि एक चीज बोलेंगे कि कोई भी वाटर पाइपलाइन का कंपनी है या सीवरेज का कंपनी है, ड्रेनेज पाइपलाइन का कंपनी है और सिविल कंस्ट्रक्शन का कंपनी है, कोई भी यहाँ पर टेक्निकल इवेल्युएशन में एलिजिबल नहीं हो सकता है। यहाँ पर टेंडर्स के कुछ नियम है, कायदे है। टेक्निकल इवेल्युएशन होता है ऑन बेसिस ऑफ योर पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस इन द सेम लाइन ऑफ बिजनेस। सिंस वी बोथ सेड previously earlier कि our father Mr. Pankaj Desai, who is the MD and the chairman of Desco Infratech Limited, is having the rich experience of 34 years. So एलिजिबिलिटी का क्राइटेरिया में हमें ऐसा कोई टेंशन नहीं है। दिस लाइन ऑफ बिजनेस इज फॉर एक्सपर्टीज एंड सो यस, दिस इज अ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ बिजनेस। नॉट एवरीवन विल बी एबल टू एंटर इनटू दिस बिजनेस particularly because this gas business contains methane and it contains some technicalities that is not available with each and every vendors who are working for this. I believe power, or I believe drainage, I believe sewerage, right? I believe water pipelines. So yes, this makes us different,
right? There is abundant scope of expansion over here because since I said 6% सिर्फ अभी तक इंडिया में कवर हुआ है एंड एज पर अवर ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर सर, उनका विजन है कि बाय 2029 और 2030 अभी जो सिर्फ 6 to 8% पेनिट्रेशन है ऑफ नेचुरल गैस, उसको बढ़ा के 15% तक ले जाना है, राइट? सो अभी के टाइम में नेचुरल गैस का रिसोर्सेज का एक्सप्लोरेशन में भी बहुत चल रहा है एंड आई वुड श्योरली गिव सम ऑफ द चैलेंजेस फेस्ड बाय अवर फेलो कंपनीज, जिनको अदर जो दूसरी इंफ्रा ईपीसी में काम करती है, उनको सबसे बड़ा एक मतलब चैलेंजेस है कि इंफ्रा ईपीसी में वेरी हाई वॉल्यूम ऑफ फंड इन्फ्यूजन लगता है इनिशियली, राइट? सबसे पहले फंड इन्फ्यूजन सबसे ज्यादा लगेगा। सेकेंडली उसकी डिजाइनिंग एंड इंजीनियरिंग रहेगी जो काउंटर होती रहती है बार बार, राइट? एक ही सी लाइक इन टर्म्स ऑफ एंड इन ओपिनियन ऑफ बिजनेस, सबसे पहला आपका फंड स्टक हो जाएगा वहां पे, ठीक है? सेकेंडली वहां पे एक डिजाइनिंग एंड इंजीनियरिंग में बहुत सारे काउंटर आते हैं, इश्यूज आते हैं जो बार बार चेंज होते हैं, विच इज नॉट दैट इज इन गैस, राइट? बिकॉज सारा इंफ्रा हम लोग जब एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं उसके पहले ईच एंड एवरीथिंग इज डन, मतलब हमको जाके सीधा एग्जीक्यूट ही करना है, राइट? एंड थर्ड एंड फॉरमोस्ट, अदर इंफ्रा ईपीसी में मोनोपोलिस्टिक मार्केट, राइट? वन इज मोनोपोलिस्टिक एंड सेकेंडली जैसे मल्हार भाई ने बोला कि सिमिलर लाइन ऑफ बिजनेस वाले अदर इंफ्रा ईपीसी में जा पाएंगे, बट जो हम लोग नेचुरल गैस की बात करेंगे तो इसमें एक एक्सपर्टीज सेम लाइन ऑफ बिजनेस वाले काम कर पाएंगे, एक्सपर्ट पीपल काम कर पाएंगे जिन्होंने ये चीज के साथ पहले अर्लियर डील किया है। सो या मतलब दिस इज द मेन ह्यूज डिफरेंस बिटवीन CGD infra and gas infra and other infra.
Understood. I think what Samarth mentioned, which is and it kind of answers one of my coming questions, which is the government itself wants to take this from 6% to 15%. So you know that there is an inherent push to scale up the network by 2.5 times. One question, and this is also to do with some of the choices that you have made. You are primarily in the city gas distribution. You don't do any of the cross-country pipelines, right? Is there a reason to focus on city gas distribution? Are you looking at cross-country gas distribution also, or is it more going to be city? And is there a sense, is this a better market, which is why you're in this? Just to help people understand.
फोर्सी कि अभी हमारे पास इंट्रा सिटी में ही एंड नंबर ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज एंड नंबर ऑफ स्कोप बहुत वास्ट स्कोप है, राइट? एंड सर्टेनली लाइक यू सेड कि हम लोग क्रॉस कंट्री में है, लाइक we have never executed any cross country pipeline jobs, but yeah, provided कोई अच्छी opportunity मिलती है, we would surely like to go forward and move ahead with cross country pipelines, right? But there is one minor challenge which is faced by vendors who are executing cross country pipelines, because majority of their funds, their resources, manpower are not, I would not say unutilized, but underutilized due to some ROU, right to use permission issues. Because since it's a cross country pipeline, बस वहां पे बहुत ब्यूरोक्रेसी परमिशन का और इन्वॉल्वमेंट आता है. तो आपको भी पता है कि लाइक ये सब में इट विल टेक टाइम एंड वेंडर और द कंपनी सपोज टू infuse maximum number or maximum amount of the funds during the mobilization of that project only, right? But yes, more certainly we are surely looking forward to get involved ourselves into cross country pipeline as well.
Understood. That is very helpful. I'll just come to your order book now. I think today you have a reasonably large, 270 odd crore order book that is mentioned in the RHP. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Can you just help listeners understand that split between government and private sector? In general, what is your tender bid to win ratio when it comes to your order book? Just help people understand how to read that order book.
Yeah, surely. So see, basically जो order book हमारी बनती है, तो it is purely based on online tendering system. अभी हमारे online tendering portal होती है to maintain proper integrity and transparency in tender awarding system, right? So like you asked कि हमारा EPC projects and O&Ms में हमारा क्या bifurcation है? So yes, out of 100, 20% falls under operation and maintenance activities, and the rest 80% falls under EPC projects, right? And mainly we deal with Maharatna PSUs of this nation as well as private corporates of this nation as well, जिसका हम ratio 45-55 गिन सकते हैं. 45 would be
Understood.
with public, and the rest would be with private sector.
Understood.
Oh, I think someone just made a mistake. Like 55% is from PSU.
Yes, 55% is
And
Okay.
45% is from private.
Yeah.
Understood.
Let's
And
take an example. I'm just giving you
Sure.
with an example. अगर मैंने 10 tenders पिछले 6 months में bid किया है, I have won 8.5 out of 10.
8.5. Okay.
One of my top client even called us and asked us, you are winning each and every tenders. Please come up with a good plan to execute it. We went there, we made a good presentation, we convinced them, and they are so happy. Right away on the very next day or third day, they allotted us with our new LOAs.
Right, sir. And
All is a reputed Maharatna client.
Yes. And Rohitji, all this is possible only because of our pioneership and very senior and experts team members and team leaders who are associated with us and who are deployed at various different locations pan India. And उनके ही expertise की वजह से हम पूरा capital expenditure, cost expenditure of the whole project हम लोग निकालते हैं. And likewise, जैसे मल्हार भाई ने बोला, 8 out of 10, this is our ratio of grabbing the tenders. But yes, we never compromise on the margins.
We never compromise on margins in ethics and integrity, because this thing plays the most vital role when you come to infra companies.
Right.
Understood. No, fantastic. No, it's good to hear. I'll move a little bit to the numbers. Since you've obviously published the RHP, there's a lot of data. The data is till September. Now we're almost completed this financial year. So I'll just try to get a sense of how the business is doing on the ground. I think we saw that, I think FY 23-24, your revenue was more or less stable, but it looks like, FY 25 will see a good, very sharp uptick. I think you've also provided some info in the RHP that your fourth quarter is typically 50% of the revenue, 45-50% of the revenue. So one can estimate that you guys should be able to do 60-65 crore top line for FY 25, which is, almost double of FY 24. So is that a fair assessment? And what is it that has unlocked this growth, like causing you to double from 24 to 25?
Definitely, I'll tell you. So like you said कि हमारा FY 23 and 24 में हमारा revenue was stable, right? But our margin increased. This is because of our focus. Like earlier, our focus was majorly upon the execution, right? But then we got involvement of other senior people, like I said, right? अदर एडवाइजर्स। एंड हमने एक ऐसा स्ट्रेटेजी बनाया है कि लाइक मतलब मैं आपको बता दूं, लाइक हम लोग पैन इंडिया काम करते हैं। लाइक वी आर नॉट ओनली रीजनल प्लेयर्स, वी आर पैन इंडिया
Correct.
प्लेयर्स। हम लोग पैन
Yeah.
इंडिया में काम करते थे। तो अर्लियर अर्लियर भाई रोहित जी, हम लोग क्या करते थे कि जो लोकल पार्टीज होती है, फॉर एन इंस्टेंस हम कोई स्टेट में जाते हैं, वहां पे लोकल वेंडर्स रहते हैं, हम उनको रेट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दे देते थे तो एग्जीक्यूटिव जॉब्स ऑन अवर पार्ट, राइट। तो
Hmm.
हम लोग मिलके काम करते थे। तो जहां से हमारा मार्जिन, लाइक ऑब्वियस चीज है कि मार्जिन शेयर हो जाएगा रेट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट देंगे तो, राइट।
Hmm.
बट अपॉन आवर फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर, हम लोग ने ग्रेजुअली हमारा जो बिजनेस करने का स्ट्रेटेजी है, सिस्टम है, अप्रोच है, हमने
Hmm.
हमारा अप्रोच में मॉडिफिकेशन लाया। स्लोली ग्रेजुअली वी ट्राइड दिस थिंग ओवर 1 or 2 प्रोजेक्ट्स। वी सॉ द डिफरेंस, वी सॉ वास्ट डिफरेंस ओवर दैट। तो इसलिए हम
Hmm.
लोग ने फिर जो रेट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हम लोग देते थे, उसको हम लोग ने तो धीरे धीरे डिटोरिएट करके हम लोग ने डायरेक्टली इन हाउस हमने काम करना शुरू किया, राइट। दिस इज द फर्स्ट एंड मेजर एस्पेक्ट। सेकेंड एस्पेक्ट इज कि previously we had certain various clientels, right, but post FY23 हम लोग ने हमारा क्लाइंटल भी बढ़ाया। जैसे मल्हार जी ने बोला कि प्रधानमंत्री प्रज्वला योजना की जो गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम्स है, उसको माइंड में रख के सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एंड पीएसयूज को भी अच्छा बूस्ट मिला, पीएसयू सीजीडी क्लाइंट्स को, कि वो लोग ने भी
Hmm.
बहुत एग्रेसिवली न्यू लोकेशंस ओपन करनी शुरू की टू सेटअप एंड एस्टैब्लिश द इंफ्रा ऑफ सीजीडी इन द
Hmm.
स्टेट, राइट। तो हमने हमारा क्लाइंटल भी बढ़ा दिया। वो ऐसा क्लाइंटल था जहां पे मार्जिन अच्छे थे। सबसे पहली बात,
Hmm.
मार्जिन अच्छे हैं। सेकेंड थिंग, वेरी ट्रांसपेरेंट एंड वेरी फास्ट पेमेंट साइकिल कंपेयर टू previous clients, right? So
Understood.
this is and third and the most important thing कि जो हमारी फाइनेंस रेगुलेटरी बॉडी और जो हमारी फाइनेंस सिस्टम है, ये भी इंडिया में अभी पिछले 2-3 साल में अच्छा इंप्रूवमेंट लाया है। उन्होंने एमएसएमई प्लेयर्स को एनकरेज करने के लिए फाइनेंशियल बैंकिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स है, फाइनेंशियल
Hmm.
इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स लाए हैं। यस, सो बाय यूटिलाइजिंग all these 3 to 4 pointers, हमारे
Hmm.
मार्जिन भी इंप्रूव हुए 23
Hmm.
से 24 में। although our revenue was stable, right, ये भी improve हुए। and in regards to our revenue which is in H1 and H2 में ज्यादा difference क्यों आता है, that मल्हार भाई will take up.
Yes, thanks, Samarth. Actually, what I believe कि जो समर्थ ने कहा कि हमने रेट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स बंद करके सर्विस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट शुरू किए, डिपार्टमेंटली काम कर रहे हैं, जिससे रिवेन्यू के सामने प्रॉफिट को बूस्ट मिला है।
Right.
मेरा ये मानना है आते टाइम में, अगले आने वाले टाइम में और भी मार्जिन को अच्छा बूस्ट मिल सकता है। You by considering good financial products that
Hmm.
has been introduced by Ministry of Finance to boost the morale of SME players.
Hmm.
Those are we. And considering all these benefits that Ministry of Finance is
Hmm.
giving to us, our management has also hired good people now to run the show and
Hmm.
to get all these things done.
Hmm.
And जो H1 और H2 की बात है, I'll precisely tell you how seasoned our business is. सी एक टेंडेंसी है पूरे इंडिया की कि बारिश जो शुरू होती है फ्रॉम
Hmm.
जून 15, राइट। सो जून 10 से हमारा परमिशंस वगैरह फ्रॉम म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन और महानगर पालिका, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, सारा बंद हो जाता है टू ले अंडरग्राउंड केबल्स,
Hmm.
टू सेफ गार्ड द थर्ड पार्टी यूटिलिटीज इफ इट रेन्स हैवीली, राइट। सो जून 15 से अक्टूबर 15 यहाँ पर हमारा बिजनेस काफी सीजनड हो जाता है, ठंडा
Sure.
हो जाता है,
Sure.
क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट की परमिशन रहती नहीं है, राइट।
Hmm.
So these are some challenges that is being faced. But since I said कि our company's experience is like 34 years due to our CMD sir, Mr.
Hmm.
Pankaj Desai. Yes, हमारा क्वार्टर 3, क्वार्टर 4 ये सबसे ज्यादा बूस्टअप होता है क्योंकि मार्च आता है, क्लाइंट को रेगुलेटरी बोर्ड को टारगेट्स देने होते हैं, वो हमें टारगेट्स देते हैं, न्यू टेंडर्स, सो न्यू टेंडर्स निकलते हैं। Q2 में मैक्सिमम टेंडर्स फ्लोट होते हैं जिसको एग्जीक्यूट करना शुरू होता है फ्रॉम Q3 सेकेंड हाफ.
Got
So
it.
yes,
Got it.
this plays the most important role in our business, like these some
The
months.
And
seasonality.
I would
Yes.
like to add something.
हाँ.
I would like to add something. जैसे मल्हार भाई ने बोला कि H1 जो ड्यू टू मॉनसून सीजन एंड ROU में हमको थोड़ा इम्पैक्ट करता है, एंड दैट एडिशन टू दैट वो भी हमारा कवर हो जाता है थ्रू अवर
Yes.
ऑपरेशन एंड मेंटेनेंस एक्टिविटीज एंड मेंटेनेंस
Right.
जॉब्स, राइट?
Right.
बिकॉज जो अर्जेंट एंड इमीडिएट वर्क्स होते हैं, इमीडिएट नेसेसिटीज होती है गवर्नमेंट की, जो प्रॉपर यूटिलिटीज का फ्लो एंड सर्विसेज पब्लिक को मिलनी चाहिए, जो वो अगर Q1 एंड Q2 के टाइम पे अगर वो डिस्टर्ब होती है, तो इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ जॉब ऑफ मेंटेनेंस वेंडर्स लाइक अस टू रेक्टिफाई द सेम, और उसमें करना है। तो यस, हमारे लिए H1 H2 इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट H2 इज फार बेटर एंड फार monetizable than H1.
Understood. Understood. Perfect. Thanks a lot, Samaji Malaji. Just one thing on that, I think what caused this growth? I mean, last year you did about 30 crore. This year you should do 60, 65 crore. What has led to this 100% growth? I understand the seasonality, but year on year also you've shown a lot of growth.
I'll say we maintained a good order book from the previous year, and we made pre-IPO rounds.
Right.
And
So it
that
helped with working capital.
us boost our work and working capital.
Understood. Got it. Makes sense.
Yes.
Makes sense. And from a margin standpoint, I think I was seeing in H1 you have almost a 15% net margin. Is that something, like, at least from the way you're saying, you're very confident that you can maintain this 15% and maybe even improve that this year, next year? Is that a fair assumption?
It is a fair and sustainable assumption.
Understood. Understood. So I think people can kind of get a sense of what you will do in FY25. Given the quality of your order book, and also, can you just, while I'm on that topic, can you also give a sense of the timeline by which your order book will need to be executed?
See, on an average, if we consider, it depends upon clientele, right? But if we take an average, we have got the order book tenure of 15 months, 18 months.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So that means it should be very feasible, and I'm sure you also as a company are looking to at least maintain this kind of growth, like whatever you have done from 24 to 25, which is north of 100%.
Yes.
You would be looking to maintain that for FY26 as well. Is that a fair thing? Because you have to deliver a pretty large order book in the next 15 to 18 months.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Can you all just help understand about the working capital cycle of the company? I think your receivables, the latest receivables is almost 180 days, which is fairly high. And how much of that is because of this, money that is held as retention money? How does that affect your working capital cycle? And where would you like to keep your ideal working capital cycle or working capital days at?
See, there, we had a discussion on some things like ROU permissions and some no objection certificates to be taken from municipal corporation and governmental bodies. So, out of our order book, we can understand maybe 4% or 5% we have got some of the orders in which there are some issues with the local bodies. Since if some bodies changes, so it takes a bit time to get it done, because if the government changes, it will take you to आपको फिर से ये सब कुछ reapply करना है, and it takes some time, right? और आपने जो कहा 118 days to 120 days, ये आई बिलीव सितंबर तक का जो भी हमने था डिस्क्लोजर वो था, लेटेस्ट में द डेटेस्ट डेज हैज बीन रिड्यूस्ड एंड वी आर फोकसिंग ऑन द क्लाइंट्स जहां फास्ट इमीडिएट पेमेंट रिलीज हो रहा है एंड वी आर गेटिंग इट. You may be able to see in FY25 financials.
Yeah.
Understood.
And additionally to our exposure to new clients with better payment cycle and better exposure of order book value, like I said earlier, we are also utilizing the notifications and financial products as laid down by the ministry for the betterment and benefits of the MSME players. And yeah.
Understood. Samarth ji, Malhar ji, I'll ask one final question because we're almost out of time. Just are there any final words you want to share, for your future investors who will be listening to this interview? Anything you want to tell them as they, join you on this journey?
First of all, I would like to thank each one of my pre-IPO investors to have faith in us, to be with us, and to believe in us. Because, to get all these pre-IPO players on board, it is not an easy task, not at all an easy task. But yes, to all of my pre-IPO players, I would like to thank them with the bottom of my heart. And I would like to tell them and my new investors, those who are going to be on board very soon, see us, believe in us, and have faith in us. We are going to go big, we are going to go great. And ethics, integrity, and quality will never ever be compromised. Thank you.
That's a fantastic message. Thank you for leaving everyone with that. I think it is very important, especially in the SME segment, that we have promoters who want to do the right thing and do it the right way. Thanks a lot, Samarth ji, Malhar ji, for your time.